Mr. David Pfeifer! What's up, Reds? Woo! So good to see you all this evening. You know, it has been over 10 years since I ran my fingers through a woman's hair. I'm not an incel, I've just been married to a black woman.
Oh my gosh, no you did it. No you did it, for real?
She's got that 44C, you know, whole scalp is like a Chinese finger trap. But I say married, not for long though, because she's divorcing me, but a real shocker. A lot of people there. Nah, man, it's been a little rough. It's tough because it caught a lot of people by surprise. You know, we just had a baby. Everybody thought we were doing real well. So, you know, a lot of people asking, like, what happened? And, you know, it's a difficult conversation to have with people because most people don't have the energy for a long talk about, you know, disorganized attachments and childhood trauma, you know. So just to make things simple, I just said, you know, we're getting divorced because I said the N-word too many times, you know. Just, it's easier for people to digest, you know. And for the most part, it shuts down follow-up questions. Sometimes when people are like, what do you mean you said it too many times? I'm like, well, you know that one song, Real N-Word Roll Call? Well, it came on the radio, right? And I just had to sing along and almost made it all the way through. Just that last one was the straw that broke the camel's back. But buttholes are getting tight in here. I love it. But no, there were a lot of factors that went into the divorce, but one of the things she brought up was the fact that before we got married, I had been cheating. And, you know, prior to us getting married, it finally occurred to me, I'm like, oh, I don't want to have like a marriage built on like lies, and I should stop being a lying, cheating piece of shit. So I came clean about everything to her, and then she came clean to me that she'd been cheating on me too, and I was like, oh, okay. You know, a lot of yelling, screaming, throwing things, calling names, but we did therapy and shit, and, you know, I thought we made it, thought we were good, we got married, had a kid. Now she tells me, I don't think I really forgave you for what you did. And I'm like, well, now you tell me. I'm like, what I did? What about what you did? You cheated too. You crossed that line. Okay, just because I double-dutched over it doesn't make any difference. It's the same principle, right? Some people jumped rope back in the day. And of course, it begs the question, if you had all these misgivings, why did you beg me for a baby? Right? When I say beg me for a baby, I'm talking like every motherfucking day, beating that drum, just sound like the motherfuckers from Pocahontas, right? Just like, cabbage patch, I want to make a little human. Like, just like all the motherfucking time. And then, you know, and at the same time try to lull me into a false sense of security by claiming she couldn't get pregnant, right? And like, men, don't ever let a woman tell you she can't get pregnant, right? She'll tell you all kind of crazy shit. I got endometriosis. I got polycystic ovarian syndrome. My tubes are tied. I had a hysterectomy. I was born a man. All these made-up medical conditions that aren't real, okay, just to try to entrap you with a baby. I remember it like it was yesterday, you know. I'm on top of her. We're 25 minutes into a 30-minute sitcom, you know, and she just looks up at me and she's like, I think I ovulated today. And I did what any man would do. I looked lovingly into her eyes and I said, I don't fucking care. We're not going to stop this freight train. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, worst case scenario, she gets pregnant. And she'll shut the fuck up about wanting a baby all the goddamn time, right? I mean, I think it's win-win. And I thought I was safe, because guys, you know what I'm talking about, because I was on the second nut of the day, right? Okay, I figured I'd bench my starters, right? Bring up second string, maybe let JV get some playing time, right? I didn't think they'd pull out a win, right? I must have been in the locker room just real fucking motivated, like, whose house is this? House, whose house is this? You know, you got some old Al Pacino looking sperm in the back giving the speech from any given Sunday. This is a game of inches. And here we are. So yeah, now I got a kid. And it's tough, you know. I've been trying to get back out on the dating scene, being a single dad with a 1-year-old. And it's, you know, I was with my ex for like 9 years. This was kind of before the dating apps really took off. So this is all very new to me. And it's a strange experience, you know, because I got my son looking up at me, and he doesn't talk yet, but his face says everything. He's like, Father, won't you spend time with me? Won't you stimulate my mind? Bond with me, Papa. Right? I'd be like, sorry, buddy, Daddy's texting a 23-year-old. Hold on a second. You know, and you gotta watch out though, because any 23-year-old has had anything to do with a, single 31-year-old dad. You know, you gotta slim pickings, right? I mean, she tells me out the gate she's got borderline personality disorder. I'm like, whew, that's a big red flag. On the other hand, I bet that pussy grips. Like, I mean, could probably crush a can of Lone Star unopened. Maybe give me the old Stone Cold Steve Austin while I'm at it. Yep. And I try to be as forthcoming as I could. I'd be like, look, I'm just fresh off a divorce. My head's a little fucked up. All I'm good for right now is just hanging out and fucking. Like, is that cool? She's like, yeah, no problem. Only thing a man's good for anyway is a hard dick. I'm gonna get my nut and bounce. Real hot girl shit. I'm like, all right, bet, come through. Let's do it. About a month of me just kissing her on the back of the neck, telling her she's pretty. Next thing I know, I just really think I could see myself marrying you. And what do you think about the girl named Meadow? I'm like, whoa, hold up. What happened to real hot girl shit? Okay? I was like, look, it wouldn't be fair to you to keep doing this, so let's just. And then my 1-year-old, my son, was in the hospital twice. Once for pneumonia, and another time for COVID. He was on oxygen both times. It was pretty scary. But the weirdest thing about it wasn't so much worrying about the breathing stuff. I have nightmares about losing him, but in like the goofiest ways, right? Like I had this one nightmare that we're just out of the Grand Canyon, and he slips and he falls in, and he's just waving at me like Wile E. Coyote on the way down. The only thing I can think is, I hope they got a trampoline down there, because I don't know what I'm gonna do. And the next thing you know, I'm having a nightmare about we're walking through the beautiful alpine meadow, right? And out of nowhere, this giant eagle comes down, snatches up his tail, and just flies off with him. And I'm just like, fuck! Like what am I gonna do? Who do you call? Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, or fucking Charlie Day? Those are the only two bird lawyers I know. I mean, you can't just call, the Texas Hammer. I don't think that's his area of legal expertise. Anyways, my son gets out of the hospital. He's doing all right. Then wouldn't you know it, old borderline personality disorder McGee, the gripper, texts me out of nowhere and asks me, hey, do you want to have a threesome with me and my friend? I'm like, what? I thought we established that we were... What? Yes, of course I want to have a threesome with you and your friend. You've made me an offer I can't refuse here, right? And I tell her, look, I got to watch the baby this week, but I'm free the week after. Like, oh, well, I'm on my period that week. I'm like, okay, well, how about the week after that? Well, the other girl's on her period that week. I'm like, shit, can't you hoes sync this shit up? Goddamn. I got to think of everything? Who knew it'd be so hard to schedule a threesome? Damn. I don't know how these polyamorous people do it. And that's the other thing that's frustrating, too, is like that's mostly what I get on this app is these just fat, white, polyamorous women. That's just not my style. Ask anybody who knows me. I don't like white women like that, I mean, I'm into real earthy, holistic, Erykah Badu type chicks, okay? I mean, if you're a black girl with dreads and a septum piercing, oh, gosh. My routing number is 111-000. But it's so exhausting being into magical bitches. It really just takes it out of me. You know what I'm talking about. The ones who they think they're really in tune with their emotions and spirituality and the universe's energy. They call themselves empaths. I call them manic depressive. But here I am, just like a moth to the flame, and oh God. And they're always really into the zodiac, Like, my sun sign's a Taurus, but my moon's a Gemini, and my Venus is in Sagittarius, and my 5th house is in 12 degrees, and my 6th house is doing 30 minutes on the elliptical, and it's just like, And don't even get me started on fucking Mercury. I can't even tell you how many times I had to walk into work with a black eye and be like, no, look, guys, it was an accident, all right? Mercury's in retrograde, okay? It was my fault. I should have just done the dishes. She shouldn't have had to ask, It just kind of comes with the territory. And it's tough, being the father, the single parent of a mixed race child. I feel almost obligated to start an Instagram called Jalen is my king. Maybe I'll get a couple of butterfly tattoos and some scrubs, really complete the look there. Guys, my name is David Pfeifer. You've been a fantastic audience. Please enjoy the rest of the evening.